Dark Ties, it's great. I want to really iterate that I think it's rushed in certain aspects. I think and by that I mean I think they could have done a lot more. And so my problem with Dark Ties isn't the story, it's just how short it is, plus the marketing that was very weird. That said, I wanted to make this video to talk about the actual good things about the story. I really enjoyed Dark Ties for what it is. First of all, the way they wrote Kanda is something profound, because they do not paint this guy as a good guy. They do not paint this guy as a good guy, and nor do they paint Mine as a good guy either. And that's what I really like about this as well. In some of the side stories, he even pretty much mutilates a person. Well, I don't know if mutilating is the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. He does some pretty brutal shit. And throughout all of this, Mine is just someone who's lost and trying to find connection, right? He struggles to form connections. And what I really enjoyed about the story personally is how they explored this dynamic a little more. You see Mine trying to connect to Kanda, and I enjoy how the camera work makes you really feel like it makes you feel like how Mine feels, because there's this one scene that I remember with Kanda where he says some shit like, "You're my brother, right?" But like it's presented in a way where it's like intimidating, right? And it kind of makes you feel like Mine in the sense that it's like, is this guy being for real, or is he just saying that? Now, as the story goes on, you have this, you have the bro time episodes, which I think you should do, that really deepen their bond, quote unquote. Even in those bro time episodes, though, it is characterized that whenever Kanda says some sweet shit, they always make you feel like, is this real or is it not real? Now, at some point, Mine does appear to start opening up to Kanda a little bit, and you know, by the end of the story, it's like he tries to he takes a whole fucking shit to the back, up until he betrays him, of course. And he even says to himself, like, if I stick with Kanda, maybe I'll find some, you know, because Mine's whole journey is trying to find connection, you know, trying to find, you know, basically loyalty, because throughout his life he's been pretty much screwed over in the worst cases possible, and he's become sort of this solitary, like he's very solitude, but he doesn't want to be in solitude. He wants to have connection deep down, at least, you know. But I really loved the way they portrayed Kanda and his relationship. It was really, really good in my opinion. Then you have Mine's whole character arc in general, even in the side stories. You have the fact, you know, him grappling with even stuff like kindness, where in like that one homeless side story, there are some goofy side stories as well, but you know, he grapples with things like, why would someone help someone out of the kindness of their hearts, you know? He thinks it's disgusting, he thinks it's pretentious. When he meets with Daigo, it's really profound as well, because he doesn't understand why Daigo does it, and Daigo really gets a nice exposition in this as well. Treats them as his own. He treats Mine as his own family, and Mine doesn't believe it. Mine just thinks he's spitting words, right? Like you know what I'm saying. And part of this is just because of his history, right? Up until the ending, where he does actually take a bullet for him, and you can see why he's the villain. But you can also see how misguided he really is. And what I really love too is Mine clearly has some kind of certain standards, and deep down he comes off as kind almost, which I think the side stories represented. He's almost like, what if Kiryu never grew up the way he did, right? And that's always kind of how I've seen it anyways, but he really gives off that vibe. And you can tell there's like kindness, there's like something locked away deep in his heart, but he keeps it locked because he's been disappointed so much in life before. And again, I think this really shows in this whole Dark Ties thing, especially towards the end. And then he gets betrayed by Kanda, and his reaction is very heartbreaking, I would say. Now, my problems with Dark Ties come from the fact that it's only 3 to 2 hours long, it was marketed as a full game, which it wasn't. Kiwami Free, listen, Kiwami Free has some good parts, right? The Morning Glory Orphanage with the biker shit, I like that, but the rest is just, I'm sorry, it's just, I was playing through the main story, and at some point I just wanted to skip through it. But again, with Dark Ties, you don't have that feeling. It feels rushed, but it feels like that's where they put all the effort in. Even Mine's combat style is great. Don't understand how they can make Dark Ties so good. Although it's so short that it's like, it's just a shame. And there's so much things that just like aren't explored, like or that I at least wish they explored. Like, he has his assistant, right? His personal assistant, which I was really looking forward to learn more about, because it does seem like they value each other, and Mine does seem to find a little connection with her. So that's why I really wanted them. That's something I really wanted them to explore. I'm trying to think what my favorite thing about Dark Ties was. It has to be the ending scene where Kanda betrays him, and again, that impact is brought by the fact that you had all these, especially if you did the side contact with Kanda, you built up this rapport with him. Now you know he's not a great person, but it does a good job of making you feel like how mean you face, like, because it's like he's a bad person, but he's there for me, right? And I feel like that's how Mine kind of felt, which I mean makes sense because he is kind of misguided. So when you put that into perspective, when it kind of makes his betrayal hit even more. And I think this is done really well, by the way. When he betrays, you feel, I genuinely felt like Mine's emotion. It was genuinely like, what the fuck, right? And that's why it's my favorite scene. It wouldn't have been my favorite scene without all the build-up. Now, the Daigo scene is good as well, don't get me wrong. The Daigo scene is really good, but, I mean the ending scene, but, I don't know, just the way it converges Mine, like it writes Mine, and the way it really makes you feel Mine's emotions, because he is the protagonist of his little story here. I think it does that in the short time that it has, because I know there's probably a lot of people working on this. In the short time that it has, it does it so well, in my opinion. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and that's gonna be it for me. Bye.